or in some cases, just how well you can cheat.
By the way, are those bottles of blood?
Yes.
They do that? This is the first time hearing of it.
Your sire, or whomever...
I'm very new. Forgive me.
very new.
I've not really come across too many of these. Looks fancy. I actually thought that was wine at first.
Well, there are those mixed with wine and other spirits to give them a good flavor. I'm taking a sip of his. Feel free to indulge yourself in some if you so wish. Out of curiosity, I know that you and Codex managed to finally arrange a meet.
You say me and Codex. Honestly, I didn't pull any strings and I didn't talk to anyone. More along, I was there just to be along for the ride, if anything. I did meet some pretty prestigious people my first few nights here. I ran into the prince in the street, believe it or not. This is not our first meeting.
Well, congratulations. And how did that go for you?
At first, a little bit awkward. I didn't know who he was at first, but we made, I'm hoping, proper introductions. I've met John. He says, looking over at John across the room. I met John as well. He seems, what's the word I'm looking for here? Regal?
I don't know. Yes, that would be one word to define the Venture Primogen.
I get a feeling that would be defining most of the Venture in general, though.
They try.
With that, Alex finally lifts some stuff up from the chair, takes another look around the room, and goes, I think I'm going to try my hand at gambling again. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise. Don't lose too much. If I reimburse you, you pay me back double.
He walks off with a somewhat discouraged look as he walks.
And Jacob, feeling rather satisfied in that, sits back, relaxes, and goes back to looking for his intended target of conversation.
Devin will actually look up from tuning his guitar and just sort of smile. It's amazing the people you just meet on the street these days. Oh, about that little fracas or run-in we had. Sorry if I gave any offense.
Oh, no problem at all. Yeah, that. Wait, were you talking to me or Johnstone there? Sorry, I missed the name.
Oh, he was talking directly to you.
Okay. Oh, okay. No, it's no problem at all.
How are you Moira will head over. Moira heads over to Jacob's table. You wish to speak with me?
Jacob gives her a wide smile and says, yes, I'm afraid I haven't had the opportunity to meet you yet, but I hear you are Lady Iris.
Yes, Moira sits at the table beside Jacob.
Jacob will politely make a motion to Devon. They didn't have to have a private conversation.
He'll just get up and walk a good distance away, out of earshot, although he does have enhanced hearing, but I don't know if I'm planning on trying to hear this. I'm probably not.
Jacob will smile as she comes down. Go ahead.
Is there anything else you wanted to ask while I was here?
Yes, quite a few things. And Jacob is going to take a quick glance around the room, and he's going to snap his finger 3 times in rapid succession against the edge of his glass, letting the sound shockwave outwards.
Times every time he does it, it's like a switch.
Darkstone will turn his gaze to look at Jacob.
As my
Alex
stream
will turn his gaze to Jacob as well, assuming that Jacob was trying to get attention.
let's see. Jacob does indeed notice that Stan's Hope reacted from all the way over there with that sharp blink. And he says, sorry, don't mind me, I want to savor the drink a bit. And he goes back to sipping.
Darkstone just crumbles and takes another sip of the enhanced bidet.
Not overhearing what they said or anything of any importance whatsoever, Alex just goes back to doing what he's doing.
Well, yes. I know you were Breckenridge's attendant. I was wondering, did she tell you anything before she left? Since it seems she disappeared from the city in one way or another.
She was beginning my instruction on everything I needed to know while I was working here for her.
Ah. Hmm. So this took you completely by surprise, then?
Yes.
Well, I did not catch the entirety of their discussion with you as I was leading the retainers out. But did she ever mention me in any fashion?
Not that I can recall.
Just as well. If ever he reaches into his pocket, pulls out one of his cards, and passes it over to him, if ever you have any questions or need any help that you can't seem to find answers to within the confines of the normal structures, I'll see what I can do to help.
I'll keep that in mind if that ever happens to come up. And she slips the card into a pocket of her pants.
He just nods to her. I know it's going to be hard for you over the course of the next few months. And with that, he'll lean back and leave her free to rise. Sorry, I don't mean to take any more of your time.
It's no problem of mine. At that point, Moira will get up, nod before she leaves the table, and drifts off into the crowd, not looking for anyone in particular.
As she goes, Jacob is going to use telepathy. Yay. What is her current willpower?
9.
Awesome! Your willpower is 9. I am so proud of you. Only 1 success.
I started this character as immortal. I had to have something going for me.
You have an inordinate amount of capability to resist the prying within your mind. All Jacob is looking for, this one little piece of information. He creeps in to see what she may be thinking about her current situation. Telepathy doesn't read like a book. It gives images and perceptions more than anything else.
You're getting the surface thing, so I guess...
Yes, surface thing. So whatever she may be thinking about her situation at this current time.
Just a suggestion might be that Jacob Crowley is a complete asshole.
Indeed.
All of you.
Can I message you the details and drift into the crowd?
Sure, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm going to mute myself because Jacob has nothing else to do here. He's just going to be sitting over here chilling with his drink unless someone approaches him.
Alexander walks into the room and he goes over to John as he is serving the drinks. Hello. Do you happen to have type O?
Apologies, I haven't heard your accent in some time. Could you repeat that?
Sorry. Do you happen to have type O?
Type O. My dear boy, Type O is such a bland expression of what blood could truly be. Blood is an extension of life. The very essence of a person's experience, emotion, and all their very being is kept in these bottles. Simply, in the medical sense, is doing the drinking.
Never thought of it like that before. So what flavor would you recommend then?
What are you in the mood for? Would you like something that tantalizes the tongue in subtle blends and tones? Do you want something strong to overpower the senses with experience, or something light and airy in which we'll take a dream-like journey throughout the wonders of the palate?
I think I'll trade something subtle.
Subtle. John goes behind the bar and pulls out a small whiskey decanter. This one, my friend, I only serve. He pours out a tiny little, size glass, about 25 milliliters. This is a very special vintage. The most subtle I have. It is a refreshing, think of it like sorbet. I served this particular drink upon my first Vitae tasting within the city. It is kept very well. It is extracted from a sociopath who was force-fed iced water and then kept onto a kidney dialysis machine, so his blood was thinned. The particular inmate that did this drowned his own children. You'll find that the emotional state is very subtle, but very unique.
Alexander takes the glass, and drinks, and swishes it around the blood inside his mouth, enjoying and reveling in the flavor. This is very good. Very subtle. Like the flavor, strong. Like I could feel power in it.
There is always power in the life, as Mr. Stoker told us in that trashy novel. It is good to see another Arcadian around. I was worried that your clan had left entirely. I hope that you prosper. The Broken Mirror is always a very valued member of the Camarilla. Now that the reign of the Mad Primogen Wraith is over, how are your kin doing within the city?
For the few I've met, they appear to be doing well as they can.
And what of yourself? Do you have any aspirations within this city, Mr. Reeving?
How to put it, I aspire to be something more than I am. Just something better.
A very noble goal. But there are so many different paths for betterment. I believe the clans are a perfect mirror, a rainbow colour of different ways in which the kindred condition can be explored. The Arcadians are what many like to call the Joker, wild card. There are so many paths to, I hate to use such spiritualist terms, enlightenment, but certainly self-improvement. What is your definition of improvement?
Alexander brings me more than things. Improvement for me, as I see it, is to improve society as a whole, if that makes sense.
John smiles. Great. Well, warmly at that? Yes. To improve beyond oneself is a very noble goal, Mr. Reeving. And kindred such as yourself are in sore need in this city, I believe.
So, what other flavors do you recommend?
Do go over my entire catalogue. Would take all evening. I would recommend trying at least a dozen or so. If there's any you particularly like, I'm sure we can come to some arrangement. I supply most of the Elysians, if not all, of this city. And many private collectors as well.
What would you recommend for the situation as of right now?
Right now we are in a situation of new hope, of a fresh dawn for the city, a new prince, a veritable new court, but plenty of problems for us to deal with. We are not quite out of the woods just yet, but we can see the light, and I hope we will all take flight. For this, Elysium, I have a new beverage in which is simply entitled Wanderlust. It is a very funny beverage taken off a young man I met upon my various excursions. Chose the life of a travelling musician and never stayed in one place for too long, always moving always, wanting to travel the world, every country. Quite the traveller, given his way, and quite the opportunist. I had him incarcerated for a period of 4 months, just so the depression sank in, and then upon his final medical, when he tasted that fresh air of freedom, he deposited, let's say.
Sounds like it would be very flavorful. I would like to try some of that.
Certainly. John takes this is a larger glass of wine for good measure. Ladder up.
Alexander sips and swirls the blood around, savoring the flavor. Very good. So much flavor, passion within. This is a very good blood.
It's always good to recognize another connoisseur and someone who appreciates the finer things of our condition, Mr. Reapy.
Just one moment.
Alright, I'm back.
So, how long have you been in this city?
Too long. It seems I have